Yo guys, what's going on? Ricardo Man here, and I know guys I've been posting the exact same day, but my videos on my favorite movies, which are my good movies or best movies of 2024. So here are a few more movies I want to share with you guys. Like there's gonna be like three more videos about this. This one, there's gonna be two more. It's a one that's gonna be the most shocking movies I've seen, like surprising. The other one's gonna be disappointing. And then the last one, you know what it is. It's gonna be the most disappointing. You like it? If you want to see more of these videos, guys, like and subscribe, and then comment down below what you think. Now let's get on to these. I know I'm looking at my shelf right now to look at some of these movies I've seen. 'Cause I already did my favorite movies, so that's out of the question. So far, I wanted to do my favorite. I want to do my most shocking movies I have seen this year, even the ones that are not on DVD. I don't know. That I think are pretty good. And one of them is Killer's Game with Dave Bautista, and of course you got the female actress from Rebel Moon. Bad movie. I've never seen it. Where you got this assassin guy, hitman, or like basically John Wick, who's retiring, and he thought he had cancer or a tumor, so he's gonna go ask Mantis. It was like, okay, send hitman, go and kill me, because I have cancer, that kind of deal. And it turns out that he never had cancer, and so it's like, fudge. So he had to cancel, but he can't cancel it. So he's killing these mad while he's falling in love with this woman he saw at this dance performance or ballet. Yeah, in the beginning of the movie. So he starts killing these guys brutally. Drew McIntyre made his debut. That's pretty cool. You got Drew McIntyre in his stuff. Got Terry Crews in here, great actor. I thought the performance, like the comedy, I thought was pretty funny. It was really good. Like they got married at the end. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought all that stuff was pretty fun. So I thought that Killer's Game was pretty fun. Now the next movie is at Blumhouse's James McAvoy's Speak No Evil. This is the third Blumhouse movie, and there's the first two I'm gonna mention in my last video for the bad movies I've seen of last year. And that's Speak No Evil is fucking better than Night Swim and Imaginary. I mean, my God, the trailers for this movie was great. Of course, you have him and his couple were you have this couple visiting vacation, like in Italy or something, and he ran into these two couples. And then they were seeing like first they were like sketchy what was going on, and for like the mom, which I really liked. And then it turns out that, oh my God, these guys are serial psycho killers. Because they bring in visitors, they collect their phones, their bags, because the boy can't talk, so he go like this. So he cut his tongue out so they don't speak. And I thought that was really spooky, but I love the thrill. And then of course he gets killed by getting poisoned to death. And then the girl gets fallen off from the roof. I was like, oof. I thought it was really good. Yeah, there were some questionable scenes about that stuffed doll. Like the girl is obsessed with it with their anxiety or whatever. Like helps her with calm down. How did they get on the roof? We never saw that. Never explained that part. And how did they got the tire popped? We never actually saw that. That was another question, another plot hole. Or maybe just keep the plot going or something. I don't know. But I ignore those. I thought the movie was great. That was most shocking I actually liked. Now the next one is Monkey Man. No one has ever talked about this one. Monkey Man is basically the Indian version of John Wick. We got this guy who's spiritual and all this stuff going on him. And I love it. I love the gore, I love the action. I love why he's going up there. This cult leader or something. It's because he killed his mom and that burning fire, witnessing seeing her mom get brutally murdered. So he vowed his vengeance to get his hands back on him by joining his boxing, but he was terrible at it. But I thought this movie was really good. No one ever talked about this. Monkey Man. I actually love this. It's basically John Wick in India, so it's pretty good. And they mentioned that in the movie. That was pretty funny. No one has ever mentioned this, but Twisters. Twisters was a great sequel, a beautiful, decent sequel to the original Twister. Yes, we had one of the actors that passed away. I actually loved it. I mean, of course, you got Glenn Powell in here, Anthony Ramos, who's gonna be playing as the Hood and Ironheart, who was in Transformers 1. He's a great actor. So this movie was really good. You got a girl who was traumatized after her boyfriend was taken by this tornado. So she's trying to move on by how to stop these massive tornadoes from destroying. So she's been doing that throughout the movie. Then she finally found out the end of the movie. Then, yeah. But the one question they should have done is at least bring back like an original cast member from the original, like a cameo. Kind of like what they did with the Ghostbusters. Like, hey guys, remember us from the old movie? They could have done that, but everything was just a clean slate. They could have at least brought one of the new guys in, but hey, what are you gonna do? So I let that slide. Yeah. And I thought Twisters was a great tribute to the original. Another one that no one ever talks about, rarely anyone talks about, is Strange Darling. Now, Strange Darling is a great, great thriller, twisty movie where you're trying to be like, okay, we got to root for this person, but then it turns out that it's the other, like vice versa. You're seeing this girl who you thought was the victim, which I really like. It's like little twisty movies about this. You thought that she was the one who was being, raped or being chased by this guy, aka the guy who was in Smile, the first movie, the sheriff who thought he was the psycho killer. But it turns out that the main antagonist or the protagonist is actually the serial killer. She was the one that drugged him, took his money, killing these people and acting like that he did it. She was the one that did all that. When she's getting chased the entire movie, I like these little chapters, like how they met, where they met, like they end up in this hotel room, and then they go towards where we're at right now, like they're chasing each other with their cars. And then they get to the point where we're at right now. I thought that was pretty cool. So, yeah, it's a really good, I thought the elements of the blood and the gore and the way that she was, like, the twisty part that we thought she was the one that was the victim, but it was technically the sheriff who was the victim trying to go after her because he was going to arrest her because the way, because she abused him and drugged him. So I thought that was a really good twisty movie, so that was like the one I thought was pretty cool. There's another movie that barely anyone talks about. It's Immaculate. Or Immaculate? If I'm saying that right, a nun movie with, Sydney Sweeney. It's basically the same thing as The First Omen, basically. Where she's doing this, this church, and it turns out that she's pregnant, kind of like the that Hail's Mary kind of thing, but it turns out that she was giving baby to the devil's baby. And then at the end, I like her performance. She was just screaming at the camera like ah. Then she's just walking away. You see the bloody devil baby, and she kills it. Yeah, I thought this movie was shockingly good. The ending was kind of disturbing, but it was really understandable. I thought it was really good. So I thought that was really good. And the next movie I'm going to talk about is Never Let Go by Halle Berry, aka Storm. I know. For me, I know one of my videos, I thought it was kind of meh. But to be honest, it kind of shut my words up. I thought this was a really good acting from Halle Berry and her kids. You know, we got this apocalyptic world where she thinks that the world is done, like it's gone because of her anxiety, like she's dealing with trauma, like she doesn't know what's real, what's not real. Well, it turns out that it's not real. It wasn't. There's no apocalypse, none of that. So I love like the acting of her kids. I like the way the little beauty gore. There was some beauty jump scare in the beginning of the movie, and that's about it. I thought this was pretty cool. And then you get to see this weird looking alien type of her spirit, or the demon spirit at the end of the movie when she was hugging the kid. I was like, is this an alien thing now? But anyway, I thought it was pretty good. And the last movie, if I'm thinking the last movie, because I'm looking at it right now. Yep, okay. That no one ever mentioned this. And I'm telling you, no one has ever mentioned this movie at all last year. My favorite is Drive-Away Dolls. You know, you got the girl who played in, who had played as a young female actress in The Substance. Where you got these two lesbian friends. Two lesbian friends who were just exhausted at work, so they go on this massive vacation, like a driveway, like a road trip. And then it turns out that we got a cameo from Pedro Pascal early in the movie. See, what's in his briefcase? What's in his briefcase? Then he gets beheaded in the freezing trunk. And then they rented a car, but it turns out that they took the wrong car. That was for that was the killers. And they found the head, and they didn't know what was in the briefcase. And then they went to this hotel because they were still driving while the murderers were looking for the car. And then it turns, I thought there was like diamonds or like money and stuff. And like I said, I'm going to keep PG-13 on this one. It's sticks. Or just imagine a pickle, like a pickle. That's like the best way I can explain it, because, you know, YouTube again still is kind of language. That's what it was. I was like, that's it? You could have done it. I was like, so they're chasing after this briefcase over that? Alright. And you got a little language, and of course at the end they became like lovers at the end, and they got married, I think, at the end. And they just lived happily ever after. I thought this movie wasn't really good. The acting was funny, and it was great. The acting, like the comedy was funny. Like the humor was good. Yeah, there was, you know, people are not gonna like the LGBT stuff. I thought the movie was really good. Yeah, give it a chance, guys. Drive-Away Dolls. No one has ever mentioned this at all last year, I'm telling you. And I think that's it, guys. So be on the lookout for the next video of my most disappointing movies of this year. Peace.